We often believe that success is about talent, hard work, or intelligence. While these things matter, they are not the fundamental drivers of lasting success and fulfillment. There is something deeper, something that truly changes everything, the way we see the world. Our mindset, the lens through which we view challenges, opportunities, and even failures, determines the trajectory of our lives more than any single skill or achievement ever could. And the most transformative mindset shift one can make is moving from a scarcity mindset to an infinite mindset. Most people operate with a scarcity mindset without even realizing it. They see life as a zero, some game where, for one person to win, another must lose. They measure success through short-term gains, how much money they have, how fast they climb the ladder, or how much recognition they receive. But the problem with this mindset is that it keeps people trapped in a cycle of fear, comparison, and insecurity. They hesitate to take risks because failure is seen as a permanent mark rather than a stepping stone. They struggle to collaborate because they view others as competitors rather than partners. And worst of all, they chase achievements that ultimately leave them feeling empty, always looking for the next goal, the next milestone, the next validation. But the most successful and fulfilled people, leaders, visionaries, innovators, operate differently. They embrace an infinite mindset. Instead of seeing life as a race with a finish line, they understand that it is a journey of continuous growth. They don't measure success in weeks, months, or even years, but in decades and lifetimes. They focus less on immediate wins and more on playing the long game, building something meaningful, leaving a legacy, making a difference beyond just their own interests. An infinite mindset means recognizing that failure is not the opposite of success, but a necessary part of it. When we stop fearing failure, we start taking bolder actions. We stop asking, "What if I fail?" and start asking, "What can I learn?" This shift allows us to innovate, to grow, to push boundaries in ways we never thought possible. It means understanding that true leadership is not about power, but about service, about how we uplift others, create impact, and contribute to something greater than ourselves. One of the most powerful aspects of the infinite mindset is that it removes the pressure to have everything figured out right now. It frees us from the trap of comparison because we understand that everyone is on their own journey, moving at their own pace. It helps us stay resilient because we know setbacks are just part of the process. And most importantly, it gives us a sense of purpose, because we are no longer chasing success for the sake of success, but for the opportunity to make a meaningful difference. When we shift from a scarcity mindset to an infinite mindset, everything changes. Our relationships improve because we stop seeing people as threats and start seeing them as collaborators. Our confidence grows because we stop defining ourselves by our failures and start defining ourselves by our willingness to keep going. Our impact expands because we stop thinking in terms of how much can I get, and start thinking in terms of how much can I give. This one mindset shift is the foundation of true success. It is the difference between those who constantly chase happiness and those who live in it. It is the difference between those who burn out chasing short-term gains and those who build something that lasts. It is the shift that transforms not just what we do, but who we become. And when we embrace it fully, it truly changes everything. In every organization, team, and even family, there is an unspoken rule about leadership. Some believe that leadership is about power, authority, or being in charge. But true leadership isn't about being the one who gives the orders. It's about being the one who takes care of others. The best leaders are the ones who prioritize the well-being of their people. And this is where the idea of leaders eat last comes into play. Imagine a group of soldiers in the military. When it's time for a meal, the junior-ranking members eat first, while the senior officers wait until everyone else has been served. This isn't just a tradition. It's a demonstration of responsibility. The leaders recognize that their job is to protect and serve their people, not to take the best for themselves. They understand that leadership is a privilege, not a position, and that trust is earned through selflessness, not authority. This principle applies far beyond the military. In business, great leaders put their employees first. They don't just focus on profits and numbers, they focus on people. They create environments where employees feel safe, valued, and supported. When leaders prioritize their team's well-being, employees become more engaged, more loyal, and more willing to go the extra mile. They don't work because they have to. They work because they want to. The result: higher performance, stronger relationships, and an organization that thrives in the long run. Contrast this with bad leadership, where those in power take the best for themselves, bigger bonuses, special privileges, all the perks, while employees are left struggling. In these environments, people don't feel safe. They operate out of fear, worried that if they make a mistake, they will be punished. This kind of culture leads to distrust, high turnover, and ultimately, failure. People don't stay in environments where they don't feel valued. They don't give their best effort when they don't feel supported. The best leaders understand that when they take care of their people will take care of the mission. Leadership isn't about demanding respect, it's about earning it. It's about making sacrifices when necessary, not for personal gain, but for the greater good of the team. It's about creating a culture where people feel safe to take risks, to speak up, and to be themselves. This sense of security fosters innovation, creativity, and ultimately, success. But this mindset isn't just for CEO and managers. It applies to anyone in a position of influence: teachers, parents, mentors, friends. Being a leader doesn't require a title, it requires a choice to put others before oneself, a choice to listen more than speak, a choice to support rather than control. When people know they are cared for, they respond with trust, loyalty, and commitment. Some might think that putting others first means sacrificing personal success, but the opposite is true. The most successful leaders, those who leave a lasting impact, are the ones who serve. They are the ones who build relationships, inspire action, and create environments where people thrive. Their legacy isn't measured by how much they take, but by how much they give. Leadership isn't about eating first. It's about making sure everyone else is fed before you. It's about creating a culture of trust, where people know that no matter what, their leader has their back. And when that happens, extraordinary things follow. Most people know what they do. Some even know how they do it. But very few truly understand why they do what they do. The difference between those who simply go through the motions and those who inspire action, create movements, and build lasting success is their ability to start with why. When people have a clear sense of purpose, when they understand the deeper reason behind their actions, they unlock a level of motivation, passion, and resilience that is unmatched. In business, this concept is the foundation of the most successful brands in the world. Apple, for example, doesn't just sell computers or phones. They believe in challenging the status quo and thinking differently. That belief is what draws people to them, not just the quality of their products. Tesla isn't just about making electric cars. It's about accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy. Their why is what makes them more than just another car company. The companies that thrive over time are the ones that connect with something bigger than themselves. The same principle applies to individuals. People who understand their why are the ones who achieve extraordinary things. They are the ones who wake up every morning with a sense of purpose, who push through challenges because they know what they are working toward. Athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, those who leave a legacy aren't simply chasing money or fame. They are driven by something deeper, a sense of mission, a belief in something bigger than themselves. But most people never take the time to define their why. They move from job to job, goal to goal, without ever asking themselves what truly drives them. This is why so many people feel unfulfilled, even after achieving success. They climb the corporate ladder only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. They work tirelessly toward financial success, only to find it doesn't bring the happiness they expected. Without a clear why, even the greatest accomplishments can feel empty. Starting with why is not just about business or career success, it transforms relationships, leadership, and personal fulfillment. Leaders who communicate their why inspire loyalty. Instead of simply telling people what to do, they help them connect to a shared purpose. Employees don't work harder because they are told to. They work harder because they believe in the mission. Parents who understand their why raise children with strong values, teaching them to make decisions based on purpose rather than pressure. Relationships built on a shared why are stronger because they are rooted in something meaningful, not just surface-level attraction. Discovering your why requires reflection. It means looking beyond the obvious and asking deeper questions. What is the impact you want to have? What excites you? What problem do you feel called to solve? What would you do even if you weren't paid for it? The answers to these questions reveal patterns, clues to your deeper purpose. Once you identify your why, everything else falls into place. Decisions become easier because they align with your true values. Challenges become more manageable because you know what you're fighting for. Success becomes more fulfilling because it's rooted in something meaningful. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And beyond business, people don't follow you because of what you achieve, they follow you because of what you stand for. When you start with why, you don't just find success, you find fulfillment, and that is what truly makes a difference. Trust is the foundation of every strong relationship, whether in business, leadership, or personal life. Without trust, teams fall apart, businesses struggle, and relationships break down. Yet, trust is not something that happens automatically. It must be built, nurtured, and protected over time. The ability to create unshakable trust is what separates great leaders from ordinary ones, successful businesses from failing ones, and meaningful relationships from shallow connections. At its core, trust is built through consistency. People do not trust words, they trust actions. A leader who constantly makes promises but never follows through will never gain the loyalty of their team. A friend who says they will always be there but disappears in times of need will never be truly relied upon. Trust is not about grand gestures, it is about small, repeated acts of reliability over time. It is about showing up, doing what you say you will do, and proving through action that you can be counted on. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to build trust is focusing on perfection. Many think that to earn trust, they must always have the answers, never make mistakes, and appear flawless. But the opposite is true. Trust is not built on perfection, it is built on honesty. People trust those who admit when they are wrong, who acknowledge their mistakes, and who take responsibility instead of making excuses. A leader who pretends to know everything is not inspiring, they are intimidating. A leader who admits when they need help and shows vulnerability is the one who earns true loyalty. Trust is also deeply tied to integrity. It means doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. It means keeping commitments, even when it is inconvenient. It means putting people before profit, values before short-term gains, and honesty before comfort. In business, companies that prioritize trust create loyal customers who stay with them for life. In leadership, those who lead with integrity inspire teams that will follow them through any challenge. In personal relationships, trust leads to bonds that withstand even the toughest storms. Perhaps the most underrated aspect of trust is listening. People trust those who make them feel heard. In a world full of noise, where everyone wants to be right, the simple act of truly listening is one of the most powerful ways to build trust. Leaders who take the time to understand their teams, partners who listen without judgment, and friends who provide a safe space for honesty create connections that last a lifetime. Trust takes time to build, but it can be destroyed in an instant. A single act of dishonesty, betrayal, or selfishness can undo years of trust. That is why those who truly understand the value of trust protect it at all costs. They do not take shortcuts. They do not manipulate. They do not prioritize temporary gain over long-term relationships. Instead, they build trust brick by brick, understanding that while it takes time and effort, the rewards are immeasurable. Those who master the ability to create unshakable trust unlock something invaluable. They build businesses that customers believe in. They create teams that stand together through any challenge. They cultivate relationships that endure through time. And most importantly, they create a life filled with meaningful connections, knowing that true success is not measured by what they achieve alone, but by the trust they build with others. Success is often mistaken for fulfillment. Many people chase money, status, and external achievements, believing these things will bring them lasting happiness. Yet, time and time again, we see individuals who have everything, wealth, fame, power, still feeling empty, lost, and unfulfilled. That is because success and fulfillment are not the same. Success is about achieving something. Fulfillment is about finding meaning in what we do. True fulfillment does not come from what we have but from what we contribute, how we grow, and the impact we leave behind. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that fulfillment comes after success. They think, once I reach this milestone, then I'll be happy. But that moment never arrives. As soon as they achieve one goal, another takes its place. This cycle never ends. The truth is, fulfillment is not found in reaching the finish line. It is found in the journey itself. It comes from doing work that matters, from growing as a person, from being part of something bigger than ourselves. At the heart of fulfillment is purpose. People who feel fulfilled wake up with a sense of direction. They are not just working for a paycheck. They are working towards something meaningful. They are not just chasing numbers. They are making a difference. Whether it is a teacher inspiring students, a doctor saving lives, an entrepreneur solving a problem, or an artist creating something beautiful, fulfillment comes when our work has a deeper meaning beyond personal gain. It is not about what we get, but about what we give. Another key to fulfillment is growth. Humans are wired for progress. When we stop growing, we start feeling stuck, stagnant, and unfulfilled. That is why challenges, even when difficult, can be the greatest source of fulfillment. Overcoming obstacles, learning new skills, pushing past our comfort zones. All of these things give life richness and depth. The most fulfilled people are not the ones who have everything figured out. They are the ones who are constantly evolving, constantly improving, and constantly striving to be better than they were yesterday. But perhaps the most overlooked ingredient of fulfillment is relationships. No matter how successful someone is, if they are alone, their achievements feel empty. Fulfillment is deeply tied to the connections we build with others, family, friends, colleagues, mentors. The joy of shared experiences, the comfort of knowing someone has our back, the satisfaction of helping others grow, these are the things that give life meaning. The most fulfilling moments in life are not when we achieve something alone, but when we share those moments with people who matter. Unlike success, which is temporary and external, fulfillment is lasting and internal. It is not dependent on circumstances, it is a way of living. That is why some people with very little feel deeply fulfilled, while others who have everything feel empty. It is not about what we own, but about how we live. Those who seek fulfillment over success find a deeper sense of peace and joy, because they are not chasing something outside of themselves. They are building something within. In the end, success is measured by achievements, but fulfillment is measured by impact. Success is about what we accomplish, but fulfillment is about who we become. And those who focus on fulfillment over success do not just live a good life, they live a meaningful one. Failure is often seen as something to be avoided, something that marks the end of the road. People fear failure so much that they hesitate to take risks, step outside their comfort zones, or pursue their biggest dreams. But the truth is, failure is not the opposite of success. It is a necessary part of it. The difference between those who achieve great things and those who remain stuck is not the absence of failure, but how they respond to it. Those who succeed understand that failure is a stepping stone, not a dead end. The biggest reason most people fail is not because they are not smart enough, talented enough, or hardworking enough. It is because they give up too soon. They see failure as proof that they are not good enough, rather than proof that they are learning and growing. The reality is, every successful person has failed, many times. The difference is, they do not let failure define them. They use it as fuel to keep going, to refine their